This is Chris Parker. He posted a video yesterday talking about the Flash leaked footage that was taken down by Warner Brothers. You're currently witnessing his villain origin story. Nothing will stop him from taking down Warner Brothers and everything they stand.
Oh my god, is this the new Suicide Squad pops? Oh man, Warner Brothers is awesome.
I'm Morgan Freeman, and Chris has an unhealthy obsession.
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on an episode of Side Flick. My name is Chris. I gotta be honest with y'all, Chrissy Poo is not in the best of moods, but the fact that some of y'all out there went ahead and clicked on this Side Flick, you guys who are subscribed, leaving likes and all that, it really means a lot. Side Flick is my favorite thing to do on this channel. So without further ado, let's talk about some of the movie news we're gonna dive into here today. We're gonna be catching up on some of the trailers that have been coming out the past couple of days, like the Clifford trailer, Space Jam 2 dropping a whole clip of the movie, Don't Breathe 2 and the controversy behind this horror movie. And speaking of horror movies, we are going to talk about the Exorcist Reboot, Kevin Feige commenting on Black Panther 2 now that it's started production, that along with so much more. So you guys know the drill. Get in that comment section, let your voice be heard. I'll be down there commenting back with you guys, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so already. It would mean a lot to me when I'm feeling crappy. Alright, so let's start off with diving into some of the trailers that have come out the past couple of days with our rating system of trash or treasure, because as you know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. But before we get into that, I want to thank today's sponsor, and that is Manscaped. Don't you dare skip this ad, okay? My YouTube analytics say that 85% of y'all is men, and that means 100% of y'all is hairy. If you don't know about Manscaped, they're currently the leaders right now in fighting for the 3 biggest odors coming out of your body, your butt, and your balls. I didn't know whether to be honored or offended that Manscaped wanted to sponsor my channel. They took one look at me and said, I bet you that guy's hairy and smelly. Some of the products that you can find on their website here is like the Sheer 2.0. The packaging is not only A1, but the product itself is so elegant. Perfectly packing some essentials to keep your hygiene up. They also sent me some of their signature cologne, Refine. Packaging amazing as always. Oh, it smells real good. I'll spray that around the studio. But of course, the Peace Day Resistance, their Lawnmower 4.0. Not only does the Lawnmower 4.0 come with its own lovely stand, it also does wireless charging. You can get up to 90 minutes of use on a full charge. This thing is also feeling really great in your hand. Safeguard technology so you don't nick yourself. It's cordless, it's waterproof, it's what 85% of y'all need out there. So why are you hesitating? Use my link in the description or the pinned comment, code 3CFilms at Manscaped to get 20% off. Onto the video, I'm gonna go use this. Alright, so one of the first trailers that we got is for the Clifford movie. I've talked about this movie in the past because of the leaked designs that have been coming out of Clifford that look terrifying, but to my surprise, I thought this trailer was pretty cute. Puppy Clifford had me suckered in. I feel like this is going to be a nice little heartwarming movie. Of course, it could be cheesy, it could be lame, it could be silly. But you know what? It wasn't as terrible as I was expecting, and I'm now semi-interested to see this. So, definite treasure. Next up, we got a full clip released online of Space Jam 2: A New Legacy, and the specific scene that they showed us is when LeBron James and Bugs Bunny go into the Matrix universe to rescue Granny and Speedy Gonzalez. I definitely want to play some sound bites from this.
Can't a lady check her Twitter?
I gotta admit, this footage is very cheesy, it's corny as hell, it's so wacky and random, like I just don't see Granny fitting into the Matrix universe, but I gotta admit, I got enjoyment out of this clip. I feel like there's so much meme-ability here, even the line delivery of LeBron James at the end of this.
Hey, Granny. Speedy.
Like, what the heck was that delivery? But this does get me way more excited to see all the other movie scenes that'll be popping up here, like the Batman universe, the Austin Powers, the Mad Max world. So yeah, I'm still in for Space Jam 2: New Legacy. I'm gonna give this a treasure, but I do not blame y'all who call this trash, because I understand, it's cheesy. And then we were given sort of the controversial trailer for Don't Breathe 2. Now, I constantly tell you guys whenever Don't Breathe 2 comes out to go and watch the first Don't Breathe. It's a horror movie you won't regret watching. So I've been kind of anticipating the second movie, but with this trailer, it brought all our fears to life with they've now made the bad guy of the first movie the protagonist of the second film, and movie fans are going crazy thinking this is bad, this is horrible, because this guy does something so disgusting in the first movie. You're like, how can I see him as a protagonist and how can I follow him? But Fed Alvarez, who was the director of the first movie and is producer on the second one, was getting so much grief about this. He said, no, he's not the hero on this one, not even an anti-hero, he's an anti-villain, which I'm like, Ain't that me here, hero? But if you look up the definition of anti-villain, it's basically a person with good intentions who goes about them the wrong way. Which to me, that still sounds like an anti-hero. It's basically, what if Daredevil was a serial killer? That sounds awesome. But even aside from that, I also gotta admit, the quality looks to have really dropped here, and I don't mean any disrespect to the new director, but this feels like a straight-to-DVD type movie now. So even though I'm still gonna watch this and I'm excited, I'm gonna give this a trash. Let me know what you guys thought of these trailers, which one is treasure, which one's trash, and let me know what you think of some of these controversies. All right, now moving into some of the movie news we got here. First one to start off with, The Rock is Santa Claus. Oh, you heard me now. This is the year where you want some coal in your stocking. It was being reported by The Hollywood Reporter that Dwayne Johnson, Chris Morgan team for mystery holiday movie Red One at Amazon. And even though The Hollywood Reporter went ahead and reported that, I'm gonna read to you what Dwayne Johnson put on his Instagram with this announcement because I feel like it better explains what's happening here. Our $7 production is partnering with Amazon Studios to deliver to you and your families an original global event, the movie called Red One, a new twist on our Christmas mythology and creating the most fun holiday universe to enjoy. Imagine Hobbs meets Miracle on 34th Street. Our Red One writer is one of the greatest writers of all time, Chris Morgan. Chris wrote Fast 5, my favorite Fast and Furious movie, mine too, Fast 6, Fast 7, Fast 8, and Hobbs and Shaw. That is interesting, and that description of Hobbs, his character from Fast and Furious, meets Miracle on 34th Street, one of the most heartwarming Christmas movies, that don't mix. Essentially, it feels like they're gonna turn Santa Claus into an action hero and he becomes Santa Claus, whether he has to fight, I don't know, elves or other things on Christmas to save the world. Man, what? But the other crazier part involved here is that they mentioned in the Hollywood Reporter article, Amazon and $7 are looking at this potentially more than just a movie. This unique concept represents a property that could encompass not only a tentpole film, but could reach beyond entertainment across multiple industries and businesses. What that means is they're gonna take this concept of Dwayne Johnson, I assume some sort of action hero Santa Claus, and integrate that into like their Amazon holiday shopping stuff where I guess they'll have boxes with Dwayne Johnson's face, commercials with him as Santa Claus delivering presents. I think this sounds crazy and wild, but if it pulls off, yo, I'm in for it. Let me know if the idea of The Rock as an action hero Santa Claus sounds appealing to you and what they're trying to do with mix that into some Amazon sales marketing. Moving on to some talk about Black Panther 2, titled Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We had Kevin Feige go ahead and talk to Variety and tell them exclusively on what's going on with the project since they have now started production in Atlanta. So the film is currently being made right now so that we can get it next year. And I don't know about you, but it's kind of a weird feeling because it feels like only the other day we got the announcement that Chadwick Boseman passed away and they're already making the second movie without him? Well, to kind of calm your nerves and put you at ease at that, this is what Kevin Feige had to say about the project. It's clearly very emotional without Chad, Feige said before the Black Widow Global Fan event in Los Angeles on Tuesday night, but everyone is also very excited to bring the world of Wakanda back to the public and back to the fans. We are going to do it in a way that would make Chad proud. Other than that, we don't know what to expect right now. We don't know how they're going to explain the absence of Chadwick Boseman in the movie, who's going to take up the mantle of Black Panther. Only other thing that we've heard is that Namor is set to appear in the film, so it looks like it will be a battle of kingdoms. But you hear Kevin Feige say that they want to make Chadwick proud. How do you feel about this, and do you think Marvel can pull it off? And before we get to talking about some of the Flash leaks that ruined my week, let's get into some horror movie news, because that always excites me. Starting off here with the Exorcist reboot, we've been hearing that Blumhouse is working on a reboot of the classic film The Exorcist, and now for the first time, Jason Blum, the head of Blumhouse Studios, finally went ahead and commented on what they're planning to do with this. When talking to Den of Geeks, he said exactly, "It's going to be like David's Halloween sequel. I think it's going to pleasantly surprise all the skeptics out there. We had a lot of skeptics about Halloween and David turned them around, and I think he's going to turn it around with The Exorcist." We do have more details, but pausing right there. So they're taking the Halloween 2018 approach, which to me kind of sounds like they're just going to make a direct sequel to the original Exorcist and ignore some of the previous sequels, and I can feel like that's going to make a lot of Exorcist fans kind of upset because some of those Exorcist films are beloved, but we don't really know what he means. That just really means Michael Myers was brought into the modern day of 2018, so it could just be The Exorcist set in modern times. But the choice of having David Gordon Green, the director of Halloween 2018, come into The Exorcist is kind of iffy for me, but after seeing that Halloween Kills trailer and how bloody, gory, and intense it looked, Oh, I want to see what he'd do with The Exorcist. Jason Blum continuing with more details. I want to make a movie that works for both audiences. I want to make a movie for people that know and love the first Exorcist and are furious that we're doing this, but somehow drag themselves to the theaters. I want them to come out happy, and I want to make a movie that people who've never heard of The Exorcist really enjoy. I think David did that with Halloween. I think he'll do that with The Exorcist also. Man, isn't that the magic solution for these updated horror movies? Is you make one that'll please old fans, but at the same time, you gotta bring in those new people if you want to franchise this thing. It seems like right there he confirms it will be a direct sequel to the first Exorcist, and that he's gonna try to do his best to please old and new fans. What do you guys think about these details involved with the Exorcist reboot? But continuing on with some Blumhouse news, the damn dirty liars. We were told the Forever Purge that does come out this weekend, and I will have a review for you guys. Very excited to see that, so stay tuned on the channel for that. We have the writer of the Purge movies basically saying, there's gonna be another one. James D. Monaco, who wrote the Forever Purge and was asked about a sequel, said this: I'm happy you asked that because I'm allowed to say it now. I wasn't allowed a couple days ago, so 4 months ago I would say definitely that's the end of it, but then I woke up 3.5 months ago and I was like, oh, I have an idea. Oh my god, it was an oh bleep moment, like, oh, I didn't know if I want another idea, but I had it. I pitched it to the producers, Sebastian and Jason. They both really liked it, Universal liked it, so I think I'm going to write the next one, and if the audience wants it, we'll do it. I always say if the cinema gods want us to do it, they'll tell us, let's proceed. So of course the Forever Purge is not going to be the last Purge movie, but he does make it clear that it's only if the audience wants it, which means it's only if the Forever Purge makes some money at the box office. As far as my thoughts go on this, hey, I'm a horror fan, and as a horror fan, you get used to the idea that there could be a bajillion sequels to a horror franchise, so I'm never against it, but I am also mixed because I'm like, you guys never fully tap the potential of the Purge movies. You always just barely scratch what you could do in this world, but I think I'll have a better idea whether I'm excited for this once I come out of the Forever Purge, since he did write it, or once I hear the premise for what he wants to do with the next movie. Would you guys be willing to watch another Purge movie, and what do you think would be a good idea for one? Alright, now talking about some of these flash leaks that happened online, unfortunately I won't be able to show any of you guys, but to catch you up on what happened yesterday, we randomly got a video that was supposed to be our little teaser trailer for DC Fandome come this year during the Flash panel. Like I mentioned, I made a video about it, but it got taken down, so I won't be able to show anything to you guys. I'm just going to try to lightly describe this situation. But allegedly it happened because an employee at Warner Brothers was upset, they got fired, and they leaked this online. But what was even weirder is the employee even went ahead and muted some specific parts of this trailer that gave away some spoilers. There was also a character in this concept art that he purposely blocked out that he said is a spoiler. But really, I just think it's a casting announcement that they haven't announced publicly yet, because this was the footage we were supposed to see at DC Fandome, so it's supposed to be public knowledge. It can't ruin the movie. We got some full looks at the costume of the Flash. It is going to have a yellow belt. He's also going to have his signature golden boots. The lightning on him is yellow. Everything was looking dandy there. They even showed us Michael Keaton concept art of him in the suit. The suit almost looks identical to the Batman Returns suit, just like slightly tweaked. Also the 1989 Batmobile looking exactly the way it did in Tim Burton's movie. The only change they made in the concept art, it seats 4 people instead of just 2. And some of the bigger stuff, Sasha Calle's Supergirl. Based off this concept art, they're really going to be sticking to the storyline from Flashpoint Paradox, where in there you had Superman not landing on the Kent farm when he came to Earth, and instead somewhere where government officials took him away, isolated him from the sun, making him scrawny and never able to reach his full Kryptonian potential. That origin story is now going to be given to this Supergirl. I do wonder now though if Warner Brothers is going to change what they're going to show us now at DC Fandome, since that leaked online. I think I'm still going to be excited to see it, but I also just want to bring it up, throw the information out there, because I hate when I post a video and it gets taken down. But you guys hear about this. How do you feel about the leak in general? Do you think Warner Brothers will change things up for DC Fandome? And your thoughts and theories on what was shown based off my description. That is all the movies we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I am planning to watch Fear Street 1994 because it looks like a fun slasher. A lot of you guys are throwing it my way, so look out for that review. But don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.